So how long have you been with Behemoth since like the very beginning, like since like Alien Hominid, or?
No, I'm not that. I'm half the age of the company now. So I've been with the Behemoth almost like 6 years and some change. So
okay.
I came in during tail end of Castle Crashers,
right,
and then Battle Block Theater.
I sat down and I saw this tablet, and I just played the demo for the very first time, and I'm assessing it, and I'm realizing that this is a very different kind of genre because Hominid and Castle Crashers are very much like an arcade style beat 'em up, and then Battle Block is very much a platformer. It feels the same, right? You have like your overworld, the towns, your character customizing, but it's a whole new genre. So how did going with the strategy-based genre come about?
So first and foremost, like we've been with all those different games, we tackle a different genre every time. But like you said, like all those games are all very Twitch-based games. This is our take on the strategy genre, and like with the goal of streamlining it and kind of simplifying it, and maybe making a game that people who don't normally play that kind of game would actually play. The way it actually came about. So that's kind of like what we do, but the way this specific, we just threw a bunch of genres in a hat. I'm totally joking. No,
I mean.
No, but it started with Dan Paladin, who's one of the co-founders, and he's the art director and kind of lead designer of the game. After we wrapped Battle Block, he started just doing some sketches, and it just started with the basic concept. Before it became strategy or turn-based, it was just a team. What if we made a team game with a very simple like UI, where it's just like attack or go or stop or something? And I still remember that sketch, just like that, 3 buttons, and then they just do things.
Right.
So it started with that, and as we started to prototype this concept, like initially, like it was not necessarily going to be turn-based in the beginning. It was just going to be maybe you two people simultaneously, you press a couple buttons, and then these teams just clash. But as we prototype it, like, well, we got to start somewhere, so we'll like take turns because it's easier to prototype something like that. And then when it became turn-based, we're like, whoa, we actually really like this, and plus it's hard to do planning things simultaneously with 2 players because you see what the other person's doing essentially. Anyway, so it started when we had the turn-based prototype. We played it and we're like, wow, this is cool, and everybody was like hands down like unanimous, we like this direction. And then so that's how it pretty much came about organically. And then furthermore, like I said, it's streamlining the genre and simplifying it. And so that's like the whole, they have kind of minds of their own. You give simple plans, or it's more of you give them positions. Like we say, it's a game of positioning, and then they do the rest.
The gamepad that you guys have out on display here is a very unique thing, and I found when I was inputting the commands of my group, I realized once I realized what it was actually doing, it had this very kind of sense of satisfaction where it was like had this determination pulling the lever, like yes, go my beans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like that's the exact word where like we wanted a satisfying feel when you execute your orders, because you take all this time, plan, or some people can do really fast, like plan, but then when you're like, okay, send them into battle, or that engage, make it so, we wanted that satisfying feel. I think the early ideas were like, okay, what if it's like a sword, and then you like slap it into place, and then you crank it like a giant like jackpot crank, so, and then it like, that was just too crazy, and then it evolved into like, this lever with the spring action.
It definitely works. Now, is that, do you guys plan on having versions of that game with that kind of gamepad available to the public at all? Because it's going to be on Xbox, it's going to be on Steam.
We want to. I mean, it's been getting great response. Like again, what you played on is the portable version, which is obviously how we would ship it out to people.
Right.
But it's based on our like big setups, which were actually on the other sides of these walls.
Oh yeah.
And those all
that's that's very much an arcade cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. And but it's weird. It's a hybrid arcade cabinet in a way. It's like because like it all started with I think we did Castle first in the Battle Block, where all our old games like kind of lend itself to arcade style stand-ups. And it's all like the style of games we make is the DNA, but this really had no reference, so it's like, well, how do we present it in an interesting way that isn't just doing it for the sake of doing it, but like, again, goes back to that satisfaction or that feel of that you want to have when executing your orders. So then we made the portable versions when we were like, oh, we want to take this thing, but it's so big. How do we get around? So that was when we started modifying arcade sticks.
Right.
And yeah, we want to make them.
Yeah.
But with us, it's just a matter of bandwidth. Like we're trying to figure out how we could do it in a way that doesn't take too much away from the game development, and that in a way that makes sense. So like nothing like officially to announce, but we'd love to. So.
Do you feel like, because you said you jumped in around Castle Crashers, and it's pretty undeniable that Behemoth's success really blew up with Castle Crashers, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you find that from Alien, Hominid, Castle Crashers, Battle Block, has the goal changed at all with you guys from pit people, or has it? Are you guys looking to accomplish a certain particular different set of things? If that makes sense.
Yes and no. After Alien Hominid was an incredibly difficult game.
Yes, it was.
That was when we turned the corner in terms of like accessibility. Like we want people to be able to beat it, to see the end.
Yeah.
So that's where like Castle became like this thing where you're constantly leveling up and you're becoming more powerful, and you can power through it. I mean, it gets really hard at the end, but more people clearly were able to beat Castle than Alien. When we got into Battle Block, same thing. We wanted people to see the end because the final cinematics are hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And again, we tried to like find all the hot spots, and did a lot of play testing with that style of game. Like now we're doing the same thing with pit people. The thing that's really changing is like we're keeping that level of accessibility, but we're just trying to change up what we do. We're trying to get faster. Battle Block had a really long development time compared to its predecessors, so we're trying to get back to pre-Battle Block in terms of time, and just so we don't keep people waiting.
Right.
So, and the other thing too is we're experimenting now with more story. Like this game,
I did notice it has a much more narrative going on, which is great with a strategy game when you have an overworld. Now you got all of a sudden you got this hilarious chatter going on in your ear.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's the first time where like characters are speaking, and it's like with Battle Block was our first kind of experiment with that, but it was just like omniscient narration. Now it's like we're doing like character. Like we're trying to do character development. We're giving these backstories to all these disparate characters, and like tying in the whole story together. And then there's a ton of quest dialogue. So it's just this massive amount of writing.
It's like your guys' Game of Thrones.
yeah, it's crazy, but it's fun for us. It's like this new kind of layer we get to have fun with, and then also like inject our humor into it as well. With like it's really this like kind of this almost like Odyssean like adventure thing, and but kind of like with our spin on it and stuff.